My wife came back after a weekend with the girls that her location history showed was a hotel 20 minutes from our house. She called it self-care. I didn't argue, didn't raise my voice. While rinsing the dishes, I asked one simple question. So, how was room 314? She froze halfway through pulling out her chair. Didn't look at me. Didn't sit back down. Just reached for her phone with shaking hands. I, 33, male, had been married to Lauren, 31, for 6 years. We had our routines, our tracking app for safety, and what I thought was trust. That Friday morning, she kissed me goodbye and said she needed a weekend with the girls at a spa resort 2 hours north. I told her to have fun. I meant it. But Sunday night when she walked through the door smiling and refreshed, something felt wrong. Not her mood. Her location history. Our shared family tracking app showed she never left the city. 2 nights at a Marriott, room 314, 20 minutes from our house. I saved the screenshots without a word. Monday evening while rinsing dishes after dinner, I asked without turning around. So, how was room 314? She froze halfway through pulling out her chair. Didn't look at me. Didn't sit back down. Just reached for her phone with shaking hands. I dried the plate slowly and waited. The truth was about to shatter 6 years in one sentence. Lauren and I met in college. She was studying marketing, I was in IT. We married young, built a life in a 2-bedroom apartment in the suburbs, and fell into the kind of comfortable rhythm most couples chase. She worked for a PR firm downtown. I consulted remotely for tech companies. We used a family tracking app, Life 360, mostly for safety. If my car broke down or she worked late, we could see where the other was. It was practical, never sinister. Friday morning started normal. Coffee at 6:30. Lauren in her yoga pants, packing a small duffel bag. She said her friend Megan had planned a girls' weekend at a spa resort called Serenity Springs, about 2 hours north. 3 of them going. Facials, massages, wine by the pool. I asked if she needed cash. She said no, Megan booked everything. I kissed her at the door and told her to relax. I had weekend project work anyway. Contract deadlines. Server migrations. The kind of thing that eats a Saturday. She texted me around noon. Checked in. This place is gorgeous. Miss you already. I sent back a heart emoji and went back to my code. Saturday night, she sent a photo of a sunset over what looked like a pool. Wine tastes better when you're not answering emails, she wrote. I smiled. Told her I was jealous. She called Sunday morning, said they were doing one last treatment and heading home by 2. Her voice sounded light. Happy. I told her to drive safe. She walked in Sunday at 6:15, duffel over her shoulder, skin glowing like she really had spent 2 days at a spa. She hugged me. Smelled like hotel shampoo and lavender lotion. I asked how it went. She said amazing. Megan's friend Sarah was hilarious. They did mud masks and drank too much rose. I nodded and asked if she wanted takeout. She said yes. We ordered Thai and watched a movie. Normal. Easy. Perfect. Except Monday morning, I opened Life 360 to check traffic before my meeting. I saw her timeline from the weekend. I always glanced at it. Habit. Safety. But this time something caught my eye. The map showed her location pings for Friday night. Not 2 hours north. 20 minutes west. A Marriott near the highway. I zoomed in. The address was exact. I scrolled to Saturday. Same hotel. Same spot. Sunday morning. Still there until 1:30, then driving home. I sat at my desk staring at the screen. My coffee went cold. I took screenshots. 3 of them. Timeline, map, address. Saved them in a folder labeled Server Backup May. I closed the app. Went to my meeting. Spoke about encryption protocols for 40 minutes like my brain wasn't spinning. After the call, I opened her text from Friday. Checked in. This place is gorgeous. I typed Serenity Springs Spa Resort into Google. Their website loaded. 2 hours north, just like she said. Definitely not the Marriott on Route 9. I didn't call her. Didn't text. I finished my work. Ordered groceries. At 5:30, I started dinner. Chicken stir fry. When she got home at 6, I was chopping peppers. She kissed my cheek and asked how my day was. I said fine. She poured herself wine and sat at the kitchen table scrolling her phone. I asked about work. She said her boss was being impossible about a campaign deadline. I nodded. Kept cooking. The rice timer beeped. I plated everything. We sat down. She told a story about a client meeting. I listened. Responded. Laughed at the right moments. After dinner, I stood at the sink rinsing plates. She was still at the table finishing her wine. I kept my back to her. My voice calm. I said, "So, how was room 314? The sound of her chair scraping stopped mid-pull. I heard her breathing change. Not loud, just sharper. I turned around slowly, dish towel in my left hand, plate in my right. She was standing half bent, one hand still on the back of her chair, the other reaching for her phone on the table. Her face had gone pale. Not movie pale. Real pale. The kind that makes freckles stand out. I set the plate down gently in the drying rack. Folded the towel. Leaned against the counter with my arms crossed. I didn't say anything else. Just waited. She straightened up, but didn't sit. Her mouth opened. Closed. Opened again. "I don't know what you mean," she said finally. Her voice was thin. Higher than normal. I pulled my phone from my pocket. Unlocked it. Opened the screenshots. Held it up so she could see. The map. The timeline. The Marriott on Route 9. Friday night, 8:42 p.m. Saturday, all day. Sunday, 1:17 p.m. I zoomed in on the building icon. Room 314, I said again. That's where Life 360 says you were. Not Serenity Springs. Not 2 hours north. The Marriott. 20 minutes from here. She stared at the screen. Her hand still hovering near her phone. She didn't grab it. Didn't look at me. Just stared. I saw her jaw tighten. Her fingers curled into a fist. Then she sat down hard in the chair like her legs gave out. "It's not what you think," she whispered. I almost laughed. Almost. Instead, I pulled out the chair across from her and sat down. Put my phone on the table between us, screen still showing the map. I leaned back, hands folded in my lap. "Then tell me what it is," I said. She looked at her wine glass. Half empty. She picked it up, put it down without drinking. Her eyes darted to the door, to her phone, back to the wine. She opened her mouth twice before words came out. "I needed space," she said. "I just needed to breathe. Work has been crazy. You've been busy with your contracts." I felt like I was drowning. So I booked a hotel room for the weekend. Just me. To think. I nodded slowly. Let the silence sit. She looked at me. Looked away. I tapped the screen. Room 314 had 2 key card entries Saturday morning. I said quietly. 6:53 a.m. and 7:41 a.m. You left at 7:15 and came back at 7:41. If you were alone, why did someone else use a key card at 6:53? Her face crumpled. Not tears. Just collapse. Like a mask sliding off. She put her hands over her face. I sat still, waiting. The fridge hummed. A car drove past outside. She dropped her hands and looked at me with red eyes. "How do you know about the key cards?" she asked. I didn't answer. Didn't need to. The question told me everything. She didn't deny the second key card. Didn't say I was wrong. Just asked how I knew. Which meant she knew I was right. I picked up my phone. Opened my email. Pulled up the receipt I'd requested from the Marriott earlier that day. Guest name, Lauren Hayes. Room 314. 2 nights. Total charges, $463. Including room service Saturday night. 2 entrees. A bottle of wine. I turned the phone toward her. She read it. Her shoulders sagged. I put the phone back in my pocket and stood up. Walked to the fridge. Pulled out a beer. Opened it. Took a long drink. She was still sitting at the table when I walked past her toward the living room. "I'm going to finish my project work," I said. "You can sleep in the guest room tonight. We'll talk when you're ready to tell me the truth." Update 1. She didn't come out of the guest room that night. I worked until 2 a.m., then slept on the couch. Tuesday morning, I woke up to the smell of coffee. She was in the kitchen, dressed for work, mascara clumped under her eyes like she'd been crying. She poured me a cup without asking. Slid it across the counter. I took it. Didn't say thank you. Didn't say anything. "His name is Eric," she said. Her voice flat. "Hello. I met him at a conference in March. We started texting. It was just talk at first. Then it got more. He lives in the city. He booked the hotel. I told Megan to cover for me if you called her. She said no. So I just lied. I sipped my coffee. It was too hot. Burned my tongue. I set it down. How long? I asked. 2 months, she said. It's over now? I swear. I'll block him. I'll do whatever you want. I looked at her. Really looked. The woman I married. The one who used to laugh at my terrible jokes. Who cried at dog videos. Who wanted 3 kids and a house with a backyard. She looked small now. Tired. I felt nothing. Not anger. Not sadness. Just cold clarity. I want the hotel bill, I said. The full, itemized one. And I want Eric's last name. She blinked. Why? Because I'm deciding whether to file for divorce or try to fix this, I said. And I need to know what I'm fixing. She pulled out her phone, opened her email, forwarded me the hotel bill. I opened it on my phone right there. Room service Saturday night. 2 filet mignons, 1 Caesar salad, 1 bottle of Merlot, 1 cheesecake. Total, $112. Charged to her credit card. Our joint credit card. I looked up at her. You used our money, I said, to buy him dinner. She flinched, nodded. I scrolled down. Saw the valet charge. $25. Did he drive? I asked. No, she said quietly. I did. He took an Uber. I closed my email. Opened Life 360 again. Pulled up her timeline for March 14th. The day of the conference she mentioned. Hotel Indigo downtown. She was there from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. I zoomed in. Saw another ping 2 blocks away at a bar called the Brass Tap. 10:15 p.m. to midnight. I showed her the screen. This the night you met him? I asked. She looked at it. Nodded. And you stayed until midnight, I said. Even though the conference ended at 6. She closed her eyes. Yes. I put my phone down. Leaned against the counter. Took another sip of coffee. It was cooler now. I could taste it. Bitter. Black. I looked at her and asked the only question that mattered. Do you love him? She hesitated. That pause told me everything. I don't know, she said. I nodded. Set down my coffee. Walked past her to the bedroom. Pulled my laptop bag from the closet. Started packing my charger. My notebook. My headphones. She followed me to the doorway. Where are you going? She asked. To my brother's, I said. I'll be back Thursday to get more clothes. I need space to think. And you need to figure out what you want. She started crying. Real tears this time. Shoulders shaking. I kept packing. Zipped the bag. Walked past her again. Grabbed my keys from the hook by the door. Opened it. Turned back. She was standing in the hallway, arms wrapped around herself. I looked at her one last time. Eric's last name, I said. I still need it. Mitchell, she whispered. Eric Mitchell. Update 2. I stayed at my brother's place in the city. He asked what happened. I told him the short version. He offered to beat someone up. I said no. I needed records, not revenge. Wednesday morning, I called the Marriott. Asked to speak to the manager. Explained I was a guest from the previous weekend and needed additional copies of my receipt for expense reporting. Gave them Lauren's name. Room 314. The manager, a woman named Sandra, said she'd email it within the hour. 40 minutes later it arrived. Itemized. Every charge. Every key card swipe. Saturday, 6:53 a.m., second key card activated. Name on the card, E. Mitchell. Guest add-on fee, $75. I saved it. Printed it. Put it in a folder. Then I searched Eric Mitchell on LinkedIn. Found him in 12 seconds. Marketing director at a mid-size firm called Apex Media. Same company as Lauren's conference in March. His profile photo showed a guy in his late 30s, clean-shaven, corporate smile. Married. I clicked on his connections. Found his wife, Jennifer Mitchell, VP of operations at a healthcare nonprofit. Her profile had a photo of her and Eric at some gala. They looked happy. I took screenshots. Thursday, I went back to the apartment to get clothes. Lauren's car was gone. Good. I packed 2 suitcases. Grabbed my PlayStation. My espresso machine. The framed photo of my parents from the living room shelf. I was loading the car when my phone buzzed. A text from Megan. Daniel, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Lauren told me she was going to a work retreat. I would never have covered for her if I knew the truth. I stared at the message. Then typed back. She lied to both of us. Not your fault. Megan replied immediately. She called me crying last night. Said you left. Said she messed up. I told her she did more than mess up. I told her she destroyed something real. I'm so sorry. I didn't respond. Just pocketed my phone and finished loading the car. I drove back to my brother's. That night, I opened my laptop and drafted an email. Subject line, professional courtesy. Body, short. Factual. Attached the Marriott receipt showing E. Mitchell's key card and the room service bill. Sent it to Jennifer Mitchell's work email. Closed my laptop. Cracked a beer. My brother asked if I was sure. I said yes. He nodded. We watched hockey and didn't talk about it. Friday morning my phone exploded. 6 missed calls from Lauren. For voicemails. 3 texts. I listened to the first voicemail. She was sobbing. Eric's wife called him. She's filing for divorce. He's blaming me. Saying I seduced him. Daniel, please. Please call me back. I know I hurt you, but this is insane. Please. I deleted it. Listen to the second. His wife sent the receipt to his boss. He got suspended. Daniel, why would you do this? I said I was sorry. I said it was over. Why are you destroying his life? I deleted that one too. Opened her texts. The first one said, we need to talk. The second said, you're being cruel. The third said, I'm coming to your brother's. I called my brother. Told him to deadbolt the door. He did. An hour later, Lauren showed up. Buzzed the intercom 17 times. My brother told her to leave or he'd call the cops. She left. I blocked her number. Blocked her on Life 360. On Instagram. On email. On everything. Then I called a divorce lawyer named Patricia Henley. Made an appointment for Monday morning. Update 3. Monday I met Patricia at 9 a.m. She was 50, sharp suit, no nonsense. I brought the folder. The screenshots. The receipts. The emails. She looked through everything while I sat across from her desk. After 10 minutes, she looked up. This is airtight, she said. Documented infidelity. Misuse of marital funds. If you want a divorce, you'll get favorable terms. Probably keep the apartment. Possibly get reimbursement for the hotel expenses. No kids, so custody's not an issue. How do you want to proceed? I said file. She nodded. I'll draft the petition today. We'll serve her by Friday. Expect her to contest or try to negotiate. Be prepared for emotional appeals. They always do that. I said I was. She asked if I had somewhere safe to stay. I said yes. She told me not to contact Lauren directly. All communication through her office. I agreed. We shook hands. I left. Walked to my car. Sat behind the wheel for 5 minutes, just staring at the parking meter. Then I started the engine and drove to work. That afternoon, Lauren tried a new angle. She emailed my personal account from a burner address. Subject, please read. I almost deleted it. Didn't. Opened it. Daniel, I know you're angry. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But destroying Eric's marriage won't fix ours. His wife is 8 months pregnant. You just ruined a child's life before it even started. Is that the kind of man you want to be? Please, let's talk like adults. I'll go to therapy. I'll do anything. Just please stop this. I read it twice, then forwarded it to Patricia with a note. For the record. She replied. Noted. Ignore further contact. Wednesday, Lauren showed up at my office. The receptionist called my extension. Said a woman named Lauren Hayes was asking for me. I told her to say I wasn't available. The receptionist said Lauren wasn't leaving. I walked to the lobby. Saw her sitting on the couch by the window. Hair pulled back. No makeup. She looked exhausted. I stopped 10 feet away. Didn't sit. Didn't smile. Just stood there. She stood up. Daniel, please. 5 minutes. You have 3, I said. She took a breath. I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. But you didn't have to involve Eric's wife. She's pregnant. She's devastated. He lost his job. They might lose their house. You didn't just punish me. You punished innocent people. I looked at her. Really looked. Saw the manipulation in it. The way she framed me as the villain. I almost walked away. But I didn't. I pulled out my phone. Opened the original Marriott receipt. Showed her the room service bill. You bought him a $112 dinner with our money, I said quietly. Our joint account. Money I earned. You used it to impress another man. And you want me to feel bad that his wife found out. She opened her mouth. Closed it. I pocketed my phone. Eric lied to his pregnant wife. That's not on me. That's on him. And you. I just gave her the truth. What she does with it is her choice. Just like this divorce is mine. I walked back to my desk. She didn't follow. The receptionist said she left 10 minutes later. I didn't look up. The divorce papers were served Friday at 5 p.m. Lauren signed for them at the apartment. My lawyer called me at 5:30. Said Lauren's response was due in 30 days, but she'd probably lawyer up sooner. I said fine. Patricia asked if I wanted to pursue the financial claim for the hotel charges. I said yes. Every dollar. 2 weeks later, Lauren's lawyer reached out. A guy named Tom Breslin. He proposed mediation. Patricia said it was standard. I agreed to 1 session. We met at a conference room downtown. Neutral ground. Lauren sat across from me. Wouldn't look me in the eye. Tom opened with a speech about healing and moving forward. I let him finish. Then Patricia slid the financial breakdown across the table. Joint credit card charges, March through May. Highlighted in yellow. Hotel Indigo bar tab, $87. Marriott room, 2 nights, for $163. Valet, $25. Dinner for 2 at an Italian place called Carmelo's, April 9th, $131. Total, $706. Patricia circled the total with a red pen. We're seeking full reimbursement, she said, plus 50% of the apartment deposit when Mr. Hayes moves out. We're also requesting Lauren cover her own legal fees given the documented infidelity. Tom looked at Lauren. She was staring at the paper, her hands shaking. He cleared his throat. We'd like to propose a counter. Lauren keeps the apartment, buys out Daniel's half of the deposit over 6 months. She reimburses the hotel charge only, not the dinners, and both parties cover their own legal fees. Patricia looked at me. I shook my head. All of it, I said. Every charge. Or we go to court. Lauren finally looked up, eyes red. I don't have $700, she whispered. Then get it, I said. Tom tried to negotiate. Patricia shut him down. We walked out 30 minutes later. No deal. Patricia said we'd file for a court date. I said fine. We shook hands in the parking lot. She told me I was handling this better than most of her clients. I didn't feel like I was handling anything. I just felt empty. 3 weeks later, I heard through Megan that Eric and Jennifer's divorce was finalized. He moved to an apartment in Queens. She kept the house. Baby was born healthy. A girl. Megan said Lauren had been trying to reach out to Eric, but he blocked her everywhere. Said his lawyer advised no contact. Lauren apparently didn't take it well. Started posting cryptic Instagram stories about betrayal and karma. I didn't check. Didn't care. By July, the divorce was done. Lauren agreed to the full reimbursement. Paid it in 2 installments. I signed the apartment over to her. Took my half of the deposit. Moved into a 1-bedroom in the city near my brother. Sold the couch we bought together. The coffee table. The bed. Bought all new furniture. Started fresh. Closure. Room 314 and the freedom it bought. The final paperwork came through in August. I was officially single. No kids. No house. No shared accounts. Just me, my work, and a clean slate. My brother took me out for drinks. Asked how I felt. I said lighter. He asked if I missed her. I said no. I missed the idea of her. The version I thought I married. But that person never existed. What I missed was the lie. And I don't miss lies. I used the reimbursement money, all $706, to book a weekend trip. Solo. Drove up to Vermont. Stayed at a bed and breakfast near a lake. Spent 2 days hiking. No phone. No emails. No life 360 tracking where I was. Just me in the woods and the silence. I sat by the lake Saturday night with a beer and watched the sun set over the water. Thought about room 314. How one question, calm and surgical, had unraveled 6 years and 60 seconds. I didn't yell. Didn't beg. Didn't give her the satisfaction of seeing me break. I just asked. And waited. And let the truth do the rest. Some people call that cold. I call it clarity. When someone lies to your face, you don't owe them a performance. You owe yourself the truth. And if the truth destroys what you built, then what you built was already broken. I got back to the city Sunday night. Unpacked. Made coffee Monday morning in my new kitchen. Opened my laptop. Deleted Lauren's contact from my phone. Deleted the old photos from the cloud. Kept the screenshots in the folder. Not for revenge. Just for proof. Proof that I wasn't crazy. Proof that I was right to walk away. Proof that sometimes the quietest question is the loudest answer. A coworker asked me a month later if I regretted contacting Jennifer Mitchell. If I felt bad about the fallout. I told him no. I didn't destroy Eric's marriage. Eric did. I didn't make Lauren lie. She chose that. I just refused to carry the weight of their choices. And that, I told him, is the difference between revenge and boundaries. I still use Life 360. But now it's just me. One blue dot moving through the city. No shared circles. No check-ins. No one to lie about where they are. And when I see the Marriott on Route 9 while driving past, I don't feel anger. I feel nothing. Because room 314 doesn't haunt me. It freed me. Some rooms hold lies. Mine held the truth. And the truth, cold and surgical as it was, gave me my life back.